Right. And their cell phones on there, they want to give themselves away.
Oh, yeah, they can't.
Since Don's here, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item to approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes of November 28, 2023 board meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
Number 3, public hearing on third and final reading of ordinance for assessment of wind energy conversion property. Need a motion to open the public hearing?
Move to open.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any written? You sure?
Yes.
Any other verbal comments? I'll just add briefly, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, as far as the money coming into the county. We set in on a couple of those webinars last week with things, and the kid from Dusty Fox, he'd had a gentleman call me that used to be a supervisor. We had a pretty good talk than the end of last week about it. So the way the law sits now, the valuation is the valuation. Whatever that valuation is, it's capped at our rollback. If we're at 6%, we're the 3% rollback. As long as the law stays the same and this kind of goes away after year 28, then we will realize the valuation increase of these, because this probably isn't going to be done until around that time. So the county will see, again, as long as the law stays the same as it's written now, to where this is a 5-year process, and I know their scope, or what they're looking to do, is to get those counties above 350 down to the 350. But ultimately right now, whatever valuation increase you have, well, we don't, the state will plug in the formula and then more or less tell us how much we have to work with on it. So some of these things that we could see as positive valuation things now may not really help us the way they would have in the past. Clear as mud. Yeah. So, but this ordinance itself is a good thing for, as we've said, for the county, for the producers, the wind energy people, and it helps us capture some of that income. So, any other verbal comments? I'll entertain a motion to close.
Motion to close. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We need to approve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motion to approve the third and final reading.
Motion made. Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. It's official. Number 4, approval of Fisher Agreement property cleanup at 7606 Clifton Road. This one, I think, has been a good volley of back and forth.
Yep. I got it, the final version here last night or yesterday afternoon. I'm not an attorney, but it seems good. This is we've been after this, or we've been trying to work with Fisher since 2020 on cleaning up this property, and finally I think we're making some headway here.
So what we're doing is more or less allowing him to sell the land, and then money is going to go in escrow. So where if it's not cleaned up in a timely fashion, that money can then be used, which we've already got a bid on, or an estimate of cleanup costs.
So yes, so this will allow the subdivision process to proceed. For Fisher to subdivide the land. This is an agreement between Wapello County, the buyer, and the seller. After July 1, if the property is not cleaned up, the county can go in, clean up the property, and use the money from that escrow account to clean the property. It seems, I think we're good. I think May 15th is when we get to go in and review the property, let them know what is left. Unless they call us beforehand.
Anything to add, Joe?
Just to clarify, the property that is being sold has been cleaned, is
Right.
largely cleaned up. And I think there's been significant progress to getting that done. The property that is being subdivided that will not be sold is where main efforts are going to have to be with that clean. But we did have an estimate which included work that has now been done. And we escrowed 150% of that amount. The agreement also provides that in the event that somehow that is not sufficient, that there is the ability for the county to make an assessment for any excess costs against the subdivided property, so that when that property eventually gets sold, there would be a source for repayment of that as well. I think that I didn't get involved in this situation until shortly before this happened. I know there's been a long history, but I think we've made some significant progress, not only in getting it cleaned up, but also a willingness on behalf of both parties to reach an agreement which can allow this to move forward. So I think the owner is pleased with that they're going to have the ability to do what they need to do with the rest that's been cleaned up. They know they have to get the other piece clean. And I hope that that the county is pleased with the progress that's been made as well.
I know it's been a big change, so I went down there earlier this year and looked at it. Till today, it's a big change, so.
And I know that was their biggest thing, was selling this other half to have the money to clean up, to finish the cleanup on it. So
Yep.
I think this helps remedy everything. So, all right, anything else?
So what was on this property, and I guess how long has it been in the works?
Well, as Jeff said, back 2020 is when it started, but as far as the stuff being on the property, years, probably generations, legitimately. A lot of cars, metal, yeah,
Piles of metal.
tires.
It's got a job.
Oh, one man's junk. So, yeah. All right.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 60, 2023, approval of contract for bridge number 83.
So we let bridge number 83, it's up on 160th there, northwest of Chillicothe on the south side of the river. This is we sent it out to letting through the DOT. This is the approval of that work contract, and then authorizing me to go through and actually sign on your guys' behalf on the digital signatures.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to do the digital signatures, and Brian, you've done that before.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Is it still that online? Yeah. Whatever you want to do, but you have access to it. I'm fine with that.
I sure do.
All right, $594,000. Make a nice bridge.
Make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Presentation of annual report, Conservation Gothic House.
I'll go ahead and do the conservation board and the Gothic House. I gave you guys the annual report already. I'll just hit on some of the highlights. We had about 1,600 people visit the nature center this last year. We had over 90,000 in revenues. They had over 50,000 spent on capital improvement projects. Our naturalists had about 3,500 hours of contacts with kids in school and at the parks. Our guys managed about over 400 acres on the public areas that we utilized through burns and food plots and seeding of prairie and such. Our social media went from 34,000 to 71,000 contacts, and that's if they click on it or they spend any time looking at the stuff, it records analytics report that. So that actually more than doubled. Again, that's social media presence that everybody's pushing towards and working towards, and my county parks will have a complete new upgrade that won't be at our cost, but we're part of that with the whole county system in Iowa. It'll make it a lot more interesting another year. And then our nights rented at per capita went up, our occupancy rate went up, but our hay barn kind of a little bit stagnant, and reservation went down a little bit, but that's with campground. But that's why we're looking at, up to the upgrade, because there'll be a lot more user inviting with having a septic system out there for them to use too. And in the future, it's looking at the exciting the fact that we're going to go do the campground upgrade and looking at the idea of the lake at Piney Ridge. So, and then move forward. Thank you.
I apologize for coming in a couple minutes late. I got behind a road maintainer on my gravel road. I live on gravel. Well, last year I thought that we would hit about 14,000 visitors, and we ended up at over 15,000. So our visitation is really good. The new year brought in about little over $57,000. But with that, the biggest change, I guess, is with the charging of admission to non-Wapello County residents. Actually, nobody really balks about it, or at least the people that are paying, they really don't balk about it. They have no problem. It's only $5 unless you're 60 or over, and it's only for 12 and under are all free. So, I mean, I really haven't had too much pushback from the people that are paying it. Once in a while, I get someone who just wants to use this as a rest area, and they are mad that they got to pay $5 to go to the bathroom. But if they don't want to do that, they just go in the yard. So, and I let them know that our cameras are live feed to the sheriff's office. But I guess when you gotta go, you gotta go, I suppose. But anyway, I continue with the tourism trends and keep up on that. Pretty active actually in the tourism side of things. One of the things to get the younger people, which that is definitely a target audience for me because I already have the older audience. So is to promote the outdoor experiences. And so it's not a weed garden. It is the prairie garden out front. Definitely brings a lot of comments, brings a lot of people, and a lot of people that take pictures. So this year we even added a birdhouse and the little wren. As soon as Mike was done installing that, it wasn't 3 seconds and she moved in. And people love watching that in addition to coming in and seeing what we have to offer. So with that, I'm just going to put the little bug in your ear that I do go to Marketplace, which is where I meet with tour groups. And I'm not going to nag about the fact that I need an addition, but I'm going to nag about the fact I need an addition because they all say that you don't have room carry. So in other words, I get to be a stop while everybody's going to Van Buren County instead of a stop and stay. So I've had to turn away about 4 or 5 different tour groups because I can't accommodate them. They're too big. I just don't have the space. And one of them wanted to do it in December, and I definitely can't do it in December because you don't know what the weather's going to be like, and I can't ask people to stay outside for half hour, 45 minutes. So we're going in the right direction as far as visitation and with the admissions. I keep looking for grant opportunities and then keep working forward. So.
Received a tourism award.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I received a tourism award.
Well, recognition across the state is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It was the very first one for ITIP. So, which is Iowa Travel Industry Partners. I was the very first one in that category for them. So that's, yeah, you're right. That's good.
I know your enthusiasm in your job makes a hell of a difference. So
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that's it.
Any questions, comments? And I'll add, serving on the Meet the Tumble board with both you folks and Carrie, your insight on some of these different travel programs. And again, with the tourism sector, it's very obvious you do stay up on that. I think that's a testament to the direction that the facility's going and conservation, I think, as a whole. So appreciate what you guys do. All right, Wapello County Conservation Board appointment. This is a reappointment of Aaron Ruff.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8. This is one that we've done in the past, and they are, as I've been doing these, making sure they're signed up for the 65 and over homestead, which then helps the county out a little bit more on that.
Motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8. Now, this is a different one. We've never done this before. Long story short with this gentleman's 83 years old. Kind of a little bigger suspension than what we normally do. He's not currently living in the house because there's no furnace. In order to help him get a furnace using the Regional Housing Trust Fund, the property taxes have to be current, which is September's taxes. So, he gets a very modest Social Security income, and he's always worked to pay his property taxes otherwise. So what this would be, I do believe this is a short-term one. His health kind of took a turn, and ideally with this is just getting him lined up so we can help secure the house, get heat in there. Little work needs done to the bathroom. I say it's really a grant through Area 15 Regional Planning, and one of the best programs we have to take homes like this one that are good homes, some homes in community or in neighborhoods that maybe are deteriorating a little bit, and help them to put a roof on the house, windows in, maybe some electrical, and then in turn helps the neighborhood as a whole keep from being so run down. So that's the story behind this one.
Motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Cops hiring program award approval. We're awarded the cops grant, and this is approving the board chair to sign the agreement.
Correct.
Anything you want to add, Don?
No, it's a grant we put in earlier this year and got awarded there in October or November, whatever it was. We got notice of it. It's $250,000. I had to sign off on accepting it, or finding it, and this is asking for the board's approval for the chair to do the same. If you need any help logging on,
I'll call you.
it's not a simple
Yeah.
thing, it seems like.
Is there discussion? Is there a motion?
I'm glad he got it, so I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution number 61, 2023, quarterly transfer to secondary roads. This is, as it says, a quarterly transfer to secondary roads.
Approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer's investment report, November 2023. Just need a motion to accept and file.
I'll move to accept the file.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any other business to come before the board?
Could I ask this? Perry, did you?
Well, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, I guess.
Why don't you,
I'm
you're here, so why don't you say something?
chairman of the fire department for the Wapello Rural Fire. And, we're trying to get another fire truck. We're trying to get some bonding through the county like we had in the past, before I've been on the board. So I was just gonna come see what you guys talked about, you know, 'cause I've never been to it, see what it is. But we're on, you know, budget, so it's pretty hard to pay for it, you know, with the budget that we're on. We just hoping we'll get a bond of some sort.
I would say as we get into budget time here in the next 30 days or so, we'll have you guys come in and, yeah, I know you have estimates for the truck and stuff now, or ideas on that. Again, as you said, it's something we've done in the past, again, before me as well. I think we actually did the bonding for the building as well on that, so.
Yeah. We still have the old forms even that, you know, with bonded. So I mean, I can bring them in to get into it.
Yeah, I think it'd be good as we get into, like, set our budget time where all three of us are sitting down going through it, and Kelly, have a couple of you guys come in and we can kind of look at it and see what we can do to help.
Okay.
All right,
We'll have to have that approved at our meeting at some point, is that?
well, we'll have to go through the whole bonding process with it,
Okay, yeah.
so, yeah.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
No, just,
yeah, they can, they're not asking.
right,
Yeah.
we're a pass through.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
But Kelly, the bonding on that counts against our
It
bond.
goes against our debt schedule.
So, I mean, yes, it's a pass through, but we
Right.
still have to go through the
Exactly. Yes.
process as normal.
Yep.
So, anything else come before the board? Appreciate everyone. If I don't see you before, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I don't believe we're gonna have a meeting on the 26th unless something really crazy comes up and happens, so enjoy the holidays. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? We are adjourned. Thank